host nations of the next FIFA World Cup in a knockout round. Welcome to the Essed Stadium in Paramaribo for the first leg of the Concacaf Nations League quarterfinal. It's Suriname and Canada, and it is live. I'm Donnie Barnes. We see the weather conditions in Paramaribo tonight. It's been a hot day. Very little humidity, very dry, down into the 80s Fahrenheit as we get set for kickoff here this evening. We are, of course, on the road to the Nations League final. These two sides will play the second leg of this quarterfinal next week in Toronto, and the winner will advance to the semifinals, which will be played next March in Los Angeles. It's the first time ever for Suriname in the quarterfinals of this competition, while Canada are looking to build on a stunning run to the Copa America semifinals last summer, and are also hoping to erase the memory of a very painful defeat at this stage of the Nations League last November, when they saw a low point for that Canadian program in 2023. They faced Jamaica in the Nations League quarters last year, and after winning the away leg 2-1 and leading 1-0 in the home leg, they surrendered 3 goals in the second half and eventually lost that tie on away goals. It was a result that sent shockwaves through the federation, and it forced them into a winner-take-all play-in just to qualify for Copa America, where they narrowly edged past Trinidad and Tobago to book their ticket last summer. And if they hadn't found a way to win that game, none of last summer's magical run would have even been possible. But the hiring of Jesse Marsch right before that Copa America seems to have rejuvenated this Canadian program. He's brought tons of positivity and energy. After such an impressive summer, they want to follow that up now by qualifying for the Nations League finals. But they will face a tough atmosphere tonight. You can see a sold-out crowd has jam-packed into this stadium. All the tickets for this game have been sold out since a week ago. This is one of the biggest games, maybe arguably the biggest game in Suriname's history. The small nation on the northern edge of South America has improved their national team immensely over the past half-decade since relaxing their rules to allow for dual nationals to play for their team. There's a huge Surinamese diaspora in Holland, of course, and other parts of the world, and they've been able to add a lot of those players to their talent pool in recent years. Under head coach Stanley Menzo, who was born here before his family immigrated to Holland when he was just 6 years old, he has said that in the past, not every player with dual nationality thought about playing for Suriname, but now players have seen that we've made big steps. The team is improving, our organization is improving, and they've gotten excited by that, and they want to join the team. These guys have the Surinamese background, they want to be here, and they're proud to be here. Well, they qualified for their first Gold Cup in 2021, and now they're hoping to spring a big upset and get to their first Nations League finals. It would be a massive upset indeed. Suriname entered this game 136th in the official FIFA rankings. Canada over 100 places above them at 35th. But as we all know, those rankings don't really matter once the game kicks off. And if Suriname could find their way to a result here at home tonight, it would put a ton of pressure on Canada in Toronto next week. And Canada are without their biggest star, Bayern Munich's Alphonso Davies, who withdrew from this round of games due to exhaustion. They're also without starting center back Derek Cornelius and winger Liam Miller due to injury. Lots of intrigue, lots of drama to come. In just a moment, we'll hear the national anthems of these two nations, then the starting 11s and kickoff. It's Suriname and Canada in the first leg of the Concacaf Nations League quarterfinals, and it is next.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of Canada.
The true north, strong and free.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the national anthem of Suriname.
You can hear and see the emotion in that Suriname national anthem for the players involved, for the fans involved. For a long time, they dreamed of seeing games like this with stakes like these. For a long time, that seemed like a pipe dream here in Suriname, but it's a dream no longer. This game is here, and they have every opportunity, even though they're heavy underdogs, of springing a huge upset and claiming one of the biggest nights in their nation's sporting history. And those fans are certainly ready. Their players are ready as well. Here is the starting 11 for Suriname as named by head coach Stanley Menzo. Geraldo Becker is their star guy. He just scored the winner against Barcelona last week for Real Sociedad. Leofilo Vleiter starts up top. He is Suriname's all-time leading scorer. Stefano Denswil wears the armband. He is their captain. Keep an eye on Etienne Vossen as well in goal for them. He figures to need to have a big night. He'll need to make some key saves. They're there to have an opportunity at a positive first leg result to give themselves a chance at that upset result next week in the second leg in Toronto. You see Canada wearing their red strips tonight with Suriname in the white trimmed with the green. As the two sides take the ceremonial pre-match squad photos. Tons of adrenaline and nerves for Suriname, I'm sure, and we'll see if they're able to overcome those, especially in the early stages tonight. We meet our match officials, led by O'Shea Nation, the Jamaican referee, who has become a mainstay in Concacaf games. He is joined by Caleb Wales and O.J. Duhaney as the assistant referees. Ken Pennyfeather is the fourth official tonight. O'Shea Nation took charge of the Nations League semifinal a few years ago. And in the middle for this first leg of this quarterfinal here tonight as the two captains exchange pleasantries in the opening coin toss. Stefano Denswil, as mentioned, for Suriname. Stefan Eustachio for Canada. Here is the VAR room tonight. It is led by Danian Parchment of Jamaica, assisted by Benjamin Whitty of the Cayman Islands. Now the starting 11 for Canada, the visiting team in this away leg. Stefan Eustachio, as mentioned, is their captain. A few big surprises, though, in this starting 11 set out by Jesse Marsh. Dane St. Clair gets the nod in goal over Maxime Crépeau, who played every game at Copa America, was a standout. But St. Clair's been in great form for Minnesota United in Major League Soccer lately, and Jesse Marsh has said that it's still an open competition between the two, and he has backed that up tonight. Also, Joel Waterman starts at center back in place of the injured Derek Cornelius. Many thought that Kamal Miller would be the pick there. Also, youngster Tani Oluwaseyi gets the start up top to partner Jonathan David instead of Kyle Larin. That's another one that raised some eyebrows in the Canadian media when this lineup came out about an hour ago. So it is a bold starting 11 set out by Jesse Marsh, but he is known as a bold guy. And just about everything he's done has worked for Canada over his first 5 or 6 months in charge.
The VAR referee is Danian Parchment.
There is the opening whistle. Let's enjoy it together. We are in motion in Paramaribo in the Concacaf Nations League quarterfinal first leg. Can Suriname continue their rise with their biggest win yet? Or will Canada make the second leg next week less dramatic and take a big step toward the Final Four. They go right to the attack down this left side. Early chance to cross one in, perhaps low along the deck. Schaffelberger cracks the face of goal, a collision there. And Suriname survive as they're able to launch it down the pitch, and a foot race ensues. And it's won by Suriname, and an early opportunity for them. It's Vleiter by the end line, looks to cut it back, and he fed it behind Justin Lonwick. Electric start to this first leg, just 40 seconds in. Chances at either end already. And this packed house on their feet and electrified in this opening minute. Sprint down this right side now for Canada. Nothing in that. Assistant referee points for a throw in favor of Suriname. There is Stanley Menzo. He was born here in Suriname. His family immigrated to Holland when he was just 6 years old. He went on to play for Ajax for many years. Won many titles with them. He was a goalkeeper who was well ahead of his time in the way that he played. He was known for being great with his feet in an era where not many goalkeepers were. Now trying to give back to the nation of his birth. He's talked about what an opportunity they have in front of them, both in this Nations League quarterfinal and in World Cup qualifying, where he feels they have a real chance to get to a World Cup for the first time. He said, if we could do that, I might just retire. It would mean so much to Suriname to have a positive result tonight. And of course, it would be immense if they could qualify for their first ever World Cup. This is going to be a free kick for Canada. Richie Larea winning that. There is Jesse Marsh. As the free kick taken quickly, Canada catching Suriname by surprise, but then they don't execute as the ball for Schaffelberg overhit, and it's out for a goal kick. There's Jesse Marsh, took over this side right before the Copa America this summer. Only had a few weeks to get the squad together for that big tournament. Not much was expected of Canada there. They ended up getting to the semi-final, only losing to Lionel Messi and Argentina in that Final Four. They want to build on that now and get to the Nations League finals, which they failed to do last year, of course, in that dramatic loss at this same stage to Jamaica. Now a free kick for Suriname as O'Shane Nation whistles the first foul against Canada. Let's see it again. That's Larea, who had drawn the foul at the other end a moment ago, who gives that one away. That's a poor one to give up as well. It's some shoving after the fact. Larea saying, I'm not doing anything. Shaquille Pinas, the other who was involved for Suriname. O'Shane Nation, just 33 years old, but he's been refereeing for over a decade now at this top level. So he's a very experienced referee, and he's talked about how good refereeing is all about relationship management on the pitch. Managing players, managing situations, trying to diffuse things, and that's exactly what he appears to have been able to do there. So the first attacking free kick of the night for Suriname. Can they serve this into a dangerous spot? Rich Ciano hops with the delivery, curling it toward that backside. Referee blows the whistle. Foul against Suriname. And that free kick comes to nothing for them. Richie Larea finding himself in focus for the center referee in these early minutes. Larea plays for Toronto FC, of course, so he'll be playing in his home stadium next week for the second leg of this tie. Great work ethic. Jesse Marsh spoke earlier this week about what a likable guy he is, what a valuable guy he is for this group. Fulfill a number of different roles for them. Jacob Schaffelberg. See him hugging that left touchline as he figures to do for most of the game as long as he's on the pitch. He is a big threat out wide with his speed and his ability to whip crosses in. And Canada playing without their biggest star, Alphonso Davies, who plays, of course, for Bayern Munich, but withdrew from the squad prior to these games, citing physical exhaustion. So a bit of a reshuffled starting 11 for Canada tonight. And this ball breaks for them. Fed to the top of the box, where Tani Oluwaseyi laid it back. Alistair Johnston, who's playing on that right wing early on. Johnston returning to the 11 tonight, plays for Celtic in Scotland. Stepping back to intercept that, Shaquille Pinas. All the way back it goes to Dane St. Clair. This is a big night for him, the Canadian goalkeeper. There you see him in the frame. Just his 8th cap for Canada. He'd been in a battle with Maxime Crépeau for that starting position. It had appeared that Crépeau had claimed that with his big performances at Copa America this summer, but we told you right before kickoff, Jesse Marsh has been adamant that that's not a closed competition yet, and he's backed that up tonight. Big cheers from the crowd. A couple good moments for Suriname. Awkward one here to deal with for St. Clair, but he's able to claim that under a bit of pressure. It is an artificial surface here. Sometimes the bounces can be different from what players are used to. Here goes Schaffelberg down the left for Canada. His cutback toward the near post, capped out there by Etienne Vossen. Probably not the cross that Schaffelberg was trying to hit, but he almost surprised Vossen at that near post. And that breaks for Canada again, and trying to chip the keeper from outside the box. That took a deflection. It will be a corner for Canada, the first of the night. Tani Oluwaseyi aggressive there. Jesse Marsh will like that. Now the decision has been changed. It's a goal kick for Suriname. It's originally given as a corner. Etienne Vossen, big night for him too. Just his 5th appearance for Suriname. He plays for Groningen in the Dutch Professional League. They are in the first tier of the Eredivisie, Holland's top flight. They're not one of the bigger clubs there, but always very competitive. Most of these Suriname players play for smaller clubs around Europe, but it has still been a huge improvement for Suriname over this last half decade. Schaffelberg involved in an incident there. O'Shea Nation again trying to keep a lid on things. Schaffelberg shoulder to shoulder initially with Liam van Gelderen. Then Van Gelderen maybe just a slight hand to the back there. You could see Stanley Menzo at the left side of your screen immediately signaled that Schaffelberg dived. Stanley Menzo with the touch there. It's another throw for Canada. Remember, away goals are the tiebreaker in this two-legged tie. That burned Canada last year, remember, against Jamaica. That two-legged series ended 4 goals each. Canada won the away leg in Kingston 2-1, but lost the home leg in Toronto 3-2. And because Jamaica scored 3 away goals to Canada's 2, it was Jamaica that went through to the semifinal. Free kick for Suriname now, as we're 10 minutes in at 0-0. We talked about this last night during the Panama-Costa Rica first leg, as O'Shea Nation conversation now with Moise Bombito. Appears to issue him a warning. What happened here? Bombito, little tug perhaps on Gliofilo Vleider. That away goals rule does make for interesting tactical decisions for both head coaches in a series like this. For Jesse Marsch, how much do you pursue those away goals? How much do you try to be compact and play for that home leg next week? For Suriname, giving up away goals can be a killer in a series like this, as they have a throw on that far side. So how aggressive are you in the attack, and how much do you leave yourself open potentially at the other end to give up those potentially killer away goals in this home leg? This goes back for Vossen. Takes no chances. Canada do like to press. That was something that Suriname were expecting coming into this game. Stanley Menzo spoke about how they'll have to move the ball quickly out of the back to play around and through that press. Felt they could create opportunities if they could do that successfully. Schaffelberg with a clever flick there to win that throw. Jesse Marsch has managed in the English Premier League, of course, with Leeds United a few years ago. Managed to keep them up dramatically at the end of his first season in charge, and was let go partway through his second season. One of very few North American managers who's managed in the Premier League. Here they come now. Opportunity, and Vossen is out to smother. The flag does go up for offside. It would not have counted. First big moment for Etienne Vossen as he came out aggressively on Alistair Johnston. Johnston thought he was in. Vossen cut down the angle well. Now Suriname look to spring a man down the left, and they do. Looking to cross one in first time. Took a double deflection, and it is a goal kick. Great defending by Johnston. Javencio Vanderkust had sprinted down that left side. He thought he'd earned a corner, but not so. Let's see it again. Tough to tell from that angle, but it did look like a double deflection initially. Now Suriname trying to press a bit, but Canada able to play around that. And here goes Larea. Larea on the charge, pushed over, foul, and a free kick for Canada. Larea feels there should be more. Geraldo Becker tracking back. Again, Becker plays for Real Sociedad in La Liga in Spain. Huge moment for him last weekend when he scored the winning goal against Barcelona. Many in the Canadian press highlighted him as Suriname's biggest threat by far. And I'm sure Gliofilo Vleider would take that personally, since he's their all-time leading scorer, but Becker clearly the guy with the highest pedigree right now. Schaffelberg's delivery, meanwhile, not his best. Cleared by the first man. Canada regroup. Turned over. What can Suriname create from this? Not much, as they give it right back. Taken back by Moise Bombito. Now Eustáquio. Plays for Porto in Portugal. One of the biggest clubs in that soccer-crazed country. Johnston. Now Ismail Kone, who's returned to the 11 tonight for Canada. Kone's worth keeping an eye on. He hasn't played a full 90 minutes yet this season for his club, Marseille in France. Shouts for offside, not given. Now struck from distance, and now the flag goes up. Jonathan David letting that go. First time we've really seen David receive the ball in a pocket of space, but he was behind the last man, and the ball was delivered to him. And then Schaffelberg wins it back. Turnover by Suriname. Schaffelberg into the middle. Comes all the way across. Huge chance. Huge save by Vossen. Biggest moment so far. It should have been the opening goal for Ali Ahmed. Hasn't scored for Canada. Won't get many bigger chances than that. They take the corner quickly. Eustachio. Into the box it goes. Volleyed right back out. Those are the moments, those are the saves that Suriname will need from Etienne Vossen tonight if they're going to hang in this first leg and in this tie and give themselves a chance at a monumental upset. Canada come right back. Schaffelberg very involved. Miscommunication between he and Eustachio, and Schaffelberg immediately taps himself on the chest and says, my fault. Eustachio expecting him to show short. Schaffelberg was starting to go on a run down the line. Stanley Menso tinkering with things on the touchline. It's been a fast rise for Jacob Schaffelberg in this Canadian national side over the last year. Plays for Nashville SC, of course, in Major League Soccer. Set up their first goal at Copa America over the summer. Ended up playing in every game in that tournament. From a very small town in Newfoundland. One of the first players to ever make it in soccer out of that province. Known as the Maritime Messi. Here he is now on the ball. Schaffelberg switching play to the top of the 18. Comes to the far side. It'll break for them here and stay in play. And the cross has to be dealt with. Isn't dealt with convincingly. Kone from the top of the area against a defender. And Suriname do just enough for now. Booted down the pitch by Luciano Hops. One-way traffic, though, at the moment. Which is more or less what we expected for long stretches in this game. And it is a different challenge for Canada as well. They were the underdogs in every game at Copa America. They were the ones with not a lot of possession. This one's cleared away again. Heavy challenge there, but they make it work. And here they come now, Suriname. Justin Lonwick making progress through the middle. Able to keep possession for now. Suriname needs some possession to calm this game down. Let them get players up the pitch. Have to expend all of their energy defending. They wanted a foul there. They felt there was a late challenge on Geraldo Becker. Becker has stayed down. Now the whistle blows, and now it looks like the referee has awarded the free kick. Jesse Marsh isn't happy about that. Foul against Larea. It has been right in the middle of things in these opening 20 minutes. And O'Shea Nation, known as a referee who really does his best not to give out too many cards, especially red cards. He's given out very few reds in these high-level games in his Concacaf career. Known for being very patient. You can see how much he's working to try to manage the emotions in this game. Not easy. There's so much at stake for both of these nations. In front of this packed house in Paramaribo, this Concacaf Nations League quarterfinal first leg. Go down this right side, sprinting after it, Becker. Did he keep it in play? No, he did not. Flag goes up now Here's a goal kick, which was taken right away by St. Clair. Over 20 minutes gone. Suriname hanging in so far. The return leg in Toronto next Tuesday. Short gaps between these two legs. Not a full week to recover, just a few days. Long flights between those 2 points, Paramaribo and Toronto. Canada trained in Fort Lauderdale, Florida for the last week before making the 6-hour flight from southern Florida here. About twice as long from here to Toronto. Kone. To the top of the area, Jonathan David trying to get himself turned. David feeding Oluwaseyi, whose shot took a deflection. And this will be a corner for Canada. Tani Oluwaseyi plays for Minnesota United in Major League Soccer. 9th appearance for Canada, has not scored for them yet. And a couple big chances at Copa America as a substitute over the summer. Getting the start tonight. This is his first real look at goal. It's a crucial block. Maybe a goal-saving block by Mayenti Abena. Eustachio on the corner with the in-swinger. Back post over everybody and out. Which side of the flag? It is a goal kick. Back to Ismail Kone a moment ago. It was his little through ball there to Jonathan David that set up that opportunity eventually for Oluwaseyi a moment ago. That's the kind of thing that Kone can bring in a game like this. Mentioned Canada having the majority of the possession and the attacking time in a game like this where they're the clear favorites. This is given away. Miscommunication from Suriname. Then they win the second ball and they get away with it. But Ismail Kone, the kind of player who can unlock a packed defense with little threaded through balls like that, and that's why he's in the lineup tonight. Good move there by Liam van Gelderen to get himself out of trouble and win a throw. Over midway through this first half. No goals either way yet. It's given away by Vossen. His teammates able to get it back. Suriname are going to have to make the ball stick a little bit better when they do get a hold of it. Fans howling for a foul. They get one, and they want more than that now. Rich Seattle hops taken down. That was Ali Ahmed who clanged into him. Things to think about for Jesse Marsh. Even though they're the clear favorites in this first leg, in this quarterfinal in general, this is a challenging trip. Here goes Van Gelderen down the right, spreading it all the way through. Comes to that far side now, clipped into the box. Becker was waiting for it to come down. Canada able to deal with it. Is that a throw or is that a foul? Either way, it's Canada's ball. Jesse Marsh at the bottom of your screen, yelling at the fourth official, Ken Pennyfeather. It was just a throw in the end, no foul given. That's what Marsh was upset about. Later tonight in the Nations League, the start of the final quarterfinal between Honduras and Mexico. First leg in Honduras. Rematch of last year's quarterfinal that was historic. Into the middle, that's missed by Vossen. Canada wanting a penalty. There is VAR, remember. Might they take a look at that? Jonathan David stays down, grabbing his head. Etienne Vossen, a shaky moment as he came for that cross and didn't get it. Did appear to make some kind of contact with Jonathan David. The question will be how much. Let's see. Don't think there's going to be enough in that for VAR to intervene. Didn't look like Vossen actually made much contact. Jesse Marsh, eager to continue the conversation. Jonathan David, 30 goals for Canada in only 57 appearances. He's been terrific for them. He's been amazing for Lille in the French league for a number of years now. PSG have won almost all the French league titles over the last decade plus. The one year they didn't was when Lille upset them a couple years ago. Jonathan David was a huge reason why. David has been rumored to be going to bigger clubs across Europe for a number of years now. His contract about to end with Lille at the end of this season. It's thought that that big move might finally materialize for him soon. Hoping to help Canada to a first leg lead tonight. The 0-0, 27 minutes in Paramaribo. In front of a literally standing room only crowd. Long diagonal switch, but too far to be effective. Interesting challenge for Dane St. Clair in Canada's goal tonight. Not only handed this big opportunity with his first start in quite a while, but it is one of those challenging nights for a goalkeeper where your team's going to be on top most of the game, going to have most of the ball, which means you're not going to see a whole lot of action as a keeper. You might only have one or two big saves to make, but you have to make them when they arrive. It's a big challenge mentally. Canada with an attacking throw, meanwhile, at the other end. Alistair Johnston ready to take. 50th cap for Canada tonight. Ready to trebuchet this into the box. Toward the near post. Initial flick on was one. Canada couldn't reach the second ball. Johnston with good hustle to win it back and reset for Eustachio. Advantage played by the referee. I think Canada want the free kick instead, but they don't get it. So they switch it out to this left side for David, who keeps it moving for Kone. Kone has Schaffelberg to his left, who wanted the ball. Now Eustachio out with his right, curls it back post. Good delivery. Suriname able to hoof it away. Vanderkust completes the clearance. Johnston ready to take another long throw. Again toward that near post. Again they win the initial flick. Second ball still alive. Again Suriname scramble it partially away. How long can they live on the edge like this, though, is the open question right now. Good battle on that far side. Canada eventually scramble it back. This is a nation, Suriname, that has been through a lot since gaining its independence in 1975. Still going through some difficult times economically as Schaffelberg looks to cross, blocked out for a corner. Liam van Gelderen in the way. A half an hour gone. Set piece for Canada again as they continue to hunt that opening goal and that potentially vital away goal. But for Suriname, soccer means so much to this nation. They have such a proud tradition of producing huge players who have often gone on to star in Holland for the Dutch national team. Delivery from Eustachio. Again is overhit. Again, Canada with nobody at that back stick. At least nobody in the vicinity where Eustachio delivered it. A couple of wasted set pieces for Canada in this opening half an hour. Stanley Menzo, although he'll know his team have been living dangerously, he'll be pretty pleased that this is still 0-0 so far. Now a little bit of space in the middle of the park, something Suriname haven't had much today, but the subsequent ball behind Becker. Just not a lot of targets forward in those white and green shirts to aim for once they won the ball. Justin Lonwick not able to connect as Kone came over to the touchline for some instructions from Jesse Marsh. A little bit of a lull as Canada not pressing at the moment. Now they trigger that press. Becker after that. Second ball by Lonwick. Now Suriname a little bit stretched. Canada trying to take advantage. Larea looks to thread one through. Oh, a shade! In off the post and it stays out. Rebound hustled after and Vassen's after it. How did that stay out? Tani Oluwaseyi thought he certainly had his first goal for Canada. It came off both posts and it didn't cross the line. Suriname continue to hang in by their fingernails. They have a player down. Now play is stopped for a potential head injury. Well, a card is out. It's the first of the night, and it's shown to Shaquille Pinas. See
Ladies and gentlemen,
this contact between Moise Bombido and Leofilo Vleider. The yellow card was clearly for something that came before that. Well, Tani Oluwaseyi, let's see this a moment ago. He gets himself behind the back line, did everything right. Off the inside of the near post, off the far post. And credit Vassen, that's a difficult deflection to try to read and react to, and he reads it perfectly. Watch him quick off his feet and scramble after that to get there just ahead of Jacob Schaffelberg, who otherwise would have had a tap in. Easy to give up on a play like that as a goalkeeper. Vassen never did. That's why he was able to get to that ball eventually and keep it out. So Pinas, the first player in the book tonight. About 10 minutes to go until halftime. Giveaway there by Eustachio. sure it's been his best half for Canada. They're veteran players, their captain. And different conditions, tricky conditions for Canada. Suriname able to win that ball in the center of the park. They work it pretty well from there to Van Gelderen. Van der Kust has drifted to this right side. Now Van Gelderen, by the end line, it runs out of play as he tried to cut that back. First touch slightly too heavy. It is a fast surface here at Paramaribo. Atmosphere just as good as we thought it would be. So much growth around Concacaf over this last decade. Competitions like this fueling that growth. Giving nations like Suriname more consistent competitive games and tournaments to play in. Allowing them to build their national programs. We're seeing more parity, more programs increasing their talent pool. But here goes Schaffelberg, and Schaffelberg leaping over a challenge and wins a free kick just outside the area. And this will be another card as well. Lienti Abena into the book in the 37th.
De tribune aan de kant van het NIS wordt gevraagd naar de rechterzijde te lopen.
Schaffelberg did well to win the initial challenge, although Van Gelderen thought he was fouled.
Aan de linkerzijde wordt gevraagd naar de andere kant te gaan van het stadion.
Cleaned out by Abena. So both of Suriname's starting center backs now on yellow cards. Not ideal for them. Pinos and Abena both booked over the last few minutes. Jesse Marsh continues to look annoyed, but his side of another dangerous set piece. Eustachio could go for goal from this distance. Vossen has to watch that near post. What does Eustachio choose to do here? Pings it low to that near post and stabbed away. It's essentially a short corner, and Suriname had that man on the post like you would from a corner many times. Now they look to counter, trying to curl one around the back line. Out comes St. Clair. Straight to a player in white. Good settle there by Dion Malone. And all the way back to Vossen. We haven't seen Suriname be able to get out on the run in transition that many times in this first half. I think Stanley Menzo would like to see his team have a few more opportunities on the break in the second 45. Easier said than done against Canada, though. Jesse Marsh has generally been good since taking over it, preventing Canada from getting caught in too many transition moments. Lonwick. Still Lonwick against Ali Ahmed, able to swing in the cross. St. Clair rises for it and just able to claim. It hung up for an eternity. Gliofilo Vleider thought it was going to come down to his head. May have just slightly mistimed his jump. First scary moment for Canada in quite a while. Now they connect with Jonathan David. Flag has stayed down. David uses Schaffelberg. Tries to feed the end line, but the angle was wrong. And a goal kick the result. Suriname playing out from the back, which we haven't seen them do very much in this first half. Canada trying to respond with that press, and they force the turnover. Eustachio and Schaffelberg. Final 5 of the first half. Back for Schaffelberg. Schaffelberg's low cross stabbed away. It'll be a corner. Ali Ahmed nearly on the end of it. Canada eager to find a breakthrough before halftime. Always the case. The longer an underdog hangs around at 0-0, the more they tend to grow in confidence and belief. Eustachio again. In swinger, and that's pretty simple for Etienne Vassen. Long throw out quickly. Good work by Van der Kust, but not able to connect it with Vleiter. Leofilo Vleiter starting up top for Suriname. 25th appearance for them. He scored 15 goals in those 25 games. That's a great rate. Already their all-time leading scorer. Wouldn't figure to have a ton of chances on a night like this against an opponent like this. That's been the case so far, but on a night like this, if you get one, you have to bury it. That'll be the challenge for him. Good work by Canada. Eustachio. David. Now Kone ran away from him a bit, but he moves it along. And now Vassen boots it away. Here's one of those little half transition moments, and some pressure applied to Larea, whose touch was heavy. He tracks down his own mistake, though. Does really well to keep his balance. That's a quality moment for Richie Larea. Schaffelberg then was fouled. Advantage played, and we go on. Just over 2.5 minutes of the 45 remaining. Ahmed, who had the biggest chance of this half so far. Another who plays in MLS. Huge MLS presence across this Canadian squad. Now into a pocket of space. And then Schaffelberg to the end line. And that's cut out. It'll be another corner for Canada. Moise Bombito making that run forward all the way from that center back spot. Winding up at the opposing end line to win that set piece. Crucial moments late in this first half. Suriname trying to get to the room at 0-0. Looking to build from there. Play it short this time. Eustachio didn't take that corner. Now the right-footed strike may have been curling wide to that far post. Vassen took no chances. Ali Ahmed letting it go. He's had one shaky moment in the first half, Vassen, where he came out for a cross and missed it completely. Other than that, he's been very good. Had that huge save one-on-one against Ahmed. Officially 5 shots for Canada. Suriname have not been credited with 1. Official possession, 54% for Canada. It's felt like more than that. We're into the final minute of those 45. We'll see how much stoppage time we'll have in just a moment. Here they come again, Canada. Kone combining well with David. Gets it back, Ismail Kone. Ahmed. Kone, Eustachio, and David touches it around the keeper, keeps it in play. David still curls it in front. Schaffelberg blocked, still loose on the doorstep. And then the turnaround try against a body, shouts for handball. Referee blows the whistle and points the other way. It's a free kick for Suriname. VAR will have a look, I'm sure. We'll see if there's anything more than that. Chaotic scramble. While that did appear to come off an arm, the question is, was the arm in a natural position? This is great work by David at close range. Works it around the keeper, keeps it alive. Schaffelberg had it blocked. Maybe a second goal-saving block by Abenti, and then the ball down off the ground, up onto the right arm, it appeared, of Liam van Gelderen. We're into 1 additional minute of stoppage time. We've seen around soccer this year that generally when the arm is down by the side, that's deemed a natural position, and usually handball is not awarded in situations like that. So the check is complete. It has been cleared. We're in the final seconds of this first half. All the way back to St. Clair. We've had the minute. Play on at the discretion of O'Shea Nation. St. Clair one more time. And O'Shea Nation puts the whistle to his lips. Still allows play to go on. Maybe time for one more attack for Canada. Here's Eustachio. But there is the halftime whistle now. Interesting opening 45 minutes in Paramaribo. Canada with all the chances. They hit both posts through Tani Oluwaseyi. They had a one-on-one opportunity for Ali Ahmed. Couple big stops by Etienne Vassen. Some luck from the post. Suriname hanging in, hanging around. The big underdog still very much in this quarterfinal first leg. After 45 in Paramaribo. In this Nations League quarterfinal, Suriname 0, Canada 0.
staan aan de linkerzijde.
Back in Paramaribo for the second half of this Nations League quarterfinal first leg. Suriname and Canada 0-0 through 45. Canada had huge chances. All 8 shots, 56% of the ball, could not find the breakthrough. And now Suriname will kick things off in the second half. They're in the white strips with the green trim. They're attacking from right to left, and we're back underway. Second 45. Can Suriname continue to hang around and give themselves a chance for the biggest result in their nation's sporting history tonight? Again, nobody's going to go through to the semifinal today. This is the first of 2 legs. The second will be played in Toronto on Tuesday. What will the situation be going into that second leg? Can Canada find a potentially crucial away goal? Because again, away goals are the tiebreaker in this round. Canada have a throw here. The crowd disagreed. Could Suriname poach a goal from somewhere? Stanley Menzo will certainly know his team lived on the edge in that first half, but he'll be thrilled that they're still in it. He said he was realistic coming into this tie. He knew they were big underdogs. This one will be claimed by Etienne Vossen, who made several key saves in that first half, and will probably have to make several more in the second half. Although they've been heavily dominated in possession and shots, so far so good on the scoreline for them, at least in terms of having a chance. Canada desperate to get through to the Nations League finals this year after failing at this stage last year, which was one in that sequence of dominoes that eventually led to them hiring Jesse Marsh last June, which then saw them go on that run all the way to the Copa America semifinals a month later. Wrestling match there. Geraldo Becker thought he was fouled. Whistle does blow. Which way has it gone? Alistair Johnston, the man involved for Canada. Card is out. It is shown to Johnston. It is a free kick for Suriname. First card of the night for Canada. You can see Johnston had a hold of Becker's shirt with both hands. Well, he's claiming that Becker had a hold of his too. It's tough to see from that angle. So again, both of Suriname's center backs were booked in the first half. Shaquille Pinas and Mayenti Abena. Now Canada's right back, Johnston, in the book early in the second half. Well, when you're a big underdog, set pieces are often your potential route to a goal. Can Suriname take advantage of this one? Bent in by Becker, but the referee's whistle blows. He says he never gave the signal in the first place, and it'll be retaken. O'Shane Nation, who spent a lot of the first half just trying to manage the emotions and the tempers of both these teams. Now we're ready for the free kick. Becker curling it backside. Decent delivery. Up in the air. Still not dealt with by Canada. Then Larea away. Schaffelberg after it. And does well to get his body in between. He spins out for a Suriname throw. Leofilo Vleider, we talked about him in the first half. Their all-time leading scorer, Suriname. Didn't have a sniff in that first half. Not a night where you'd expect him to have many chances. Can he capitalize? Can Suriname capitalize if they get one? Is obviously a small ground here in Paramaribo, but you can see a feverish packed house. All the tickets for this game were sold over a week ago. This is a national team that is increasingly capturing the imagination of its home nation after many years where they did not allow dual nationals to represent them. They changed those rules about half a decade ago, and that has opened up a whole new world to them, literally, in terms of the talent pool they can create and broaden. And here they go down this right side. Good defending by Moise Bombito. 5 minutes into the second half. It's been a brighter start for Suriname. Mentioned late in the first half, I suspected Stanley Menzo would try to tweak things to allow his side to get out and transition a little bit more often in this second half. They're going to have to defend here. A free kick for Canada. As Kone was dragged down, he gets on with it quickly. Here's Jonathan David. David bumping off one challenge. Kone again. Eustachio. A bit of a rough first half by his high standards. Eustachio again, and now it's Joel Waterman who got the nod at center back, with Derek Cornelius not able to play in this round due to a rib injury. There's a lot of speculation as to what decision Jesse Marsh would make at that center back spot. Waterman was the answer. Free kick here for Canada. It's Bombito again, getting himself in the way, fouled by Vleiter. There are those moments where Suriname defend but can't quite connect up the pitch. Not able to keep it, and it's going to come right back at them. Johnston trying to flick it over his back to himself. And there's another one of those where Suriname don't connect from back third to middle third. They have to retreat and defend once again, and Johnston has that blocked out for a throw. That just makes it so tough when you're already going to be defending for long stretches as an underdog. And you're not able to keep hold of the ball when you do win it. That's exhausting eventually. Eustachio finding those pockets of space in the attacking half. He's very good at that. Johnston. Ali Ahmed had a big chance in the 16th minute. He would like to have back. Kone, David, Johnston, Ahmed. Johnston was making the tucked in run, and then it's taken away, and that comes to nothing for Canada. And trying to get out on the break and drawing a card. That's going to be the first of the night for Joel Waterman and the second for Canada. It might not be the worst card for Waterman to take, because Geraldo Becker, who is one of the biggest threats for Suriname, we talked about him in the first half, plays in La Liga for Real Sociedad. I'm not sure how much Waterman is trying to impede him there. See his reaction. Becker was going to get out on the sprint with a fair amount of green grass in front of him. Jesse Marsh clearly disagrees with that. This works for Suriname. By the touchline, it is Becker going one-on-one with Waterman and crossing it into the 6-yard area. It's one of the first times Suriname have been able to do that tonight. There has not been a lot for those Canadian center backs to do on the defensive end. Called into action there. Now Vossen, pressured a bit by David, goes long to his opposite number, Dane St. Clair. If you're just joining us, it was a bit of a surprise when Jesse Marsh named St. Clair as the starting keeper tonight. Hadn't started in quite a while. Jesse Marsh determined to maintain an open competition, even though Maxime Crepeau has been the guy in recent months for Canada. Tough night to evaluate a goalkeeper too much for Canada, since St. Clair has had very little to do himself so far. Let's see if that stays the case over the remaining 35 minutes. Johnston David couldn't keep hold of it. 10 minutes into the second half. Suriname continuing to do enough so far to stay in this. Getting more and more fascinating as these minutes tick by. This whole crowd, you could hear them yelling, man on. And that maybe helped Dion Malone, who did well. And here comes Suriname. One of the first times they've been able to connect a whole sequence of passes in a row. Again, these are important, even if you don't score at the end of them. A chance to keep the ball and work yourself up the pitch. Keep it in play there with Becker. Now Ridge-Ciano hops, looking for the underlapping run. It's a good one, and Vleiter against the side netting. Flag did go up, I believe, for offside as well. Good sequence, though, from Suriname, one of their best of the night. It's one of those challenging Concacaf away nights for Canada. Not a lot of easy games in this region, even when you're the clear favorite. Waterman looked for the return ball from Ahmed, but that was too heavy and a goal kick. Well, Cleovilo Vleiter, one of the first times he's been able to get himself into that attacking third. Let's see, he was offside there. Good decision by the assistant referee. Ridge-Ciano hops. It's an intelligent ball. Vleiter just going a little bit too soon with his run. Now Becker wins that flick on. Things on here for Suriname. Here's Becker behind the defense. Becker! And the cross didn't reach its target. Cut out by Moise Bombito. It'll be a corner for Suriname, their first of the night. Here's one of those transition chances that they just weren't able to create very many times in the first half. Becker trying to square it. I think if you're Stanley Menzo, you want Becker having a crack on goal there. Maybe not on his favored foot, but still. They've had so few attacking set pieces tonight, Suriname. Need a good delivery from Becker. Becker to the top of the 6, and it's off the top of the bar and out. There was the chance for Suriname, and it fell to their leading scorer, Cleovilo Vleiter, who couldn't steer it on frame. It was a good ball, and it was a good chance. Suriname totally against the run of play, almost had the opening goal in this quarterfinal. It is such a cliche in this sport, but it is often so true. The longer an underdog hangs around at 0-0, the more they start to believe, the more they start to grow into the game, the more dangerous they become. You can see that happening for Suriname right now. Jesse Marsh, I'm sure, feels it on that Canadian touchline. Canada, though, still capable of creating a goal at any moment. Here goes Jacob Schaffelberg, who's certainly capable of being that creator at any moment, and he wins a corner for Canada. To be their 6th of the night, their first of this second half. Taken by Eustachio, whose deliveries in the first half weren't up to his usual standard. He deliver a better one here. And it's punched away by Vossen toward the top of the 18. Ahmed tries to keep it alive. Eustachio couldn't reach it initially. Now battles for it by the corner flag. This will be a Canada throw right by that stick. Did bounce just to the left of that flag, says the referee. We're into the final half an hour. Over an hour gone in Paramaribo. If you'd offered this to Suriname before the game, they would have gladly taken it. 0-0 still. This was the chance a moment ago for Vleiter. Maybe just backing up a little bit as he made contact. That's probably why he wasn't quite able to keep it down. First change of the night coming up, and it is Kyle Laren who will come on for Tani Oluwaseyi. Came so close for Canada in that first half. Also, Jonathan Osorio comes on to replace Ismail Kone. We figured Kone would be good for about 60 minutes tonight. Mentioned he hasn't played a full 90 for Marseille all season, so not surprising to see him taken off. Had some decent moments in that first half. Long throw from Alistair Johnston. And bounces in the area dangerously. Suriname didn't deal with it at first. You never want to let the ball bounce in your own area. Angled back in by Canada. Headed clear by Ridgeciano Hops, and then on the turn, here's Vleiter. Space ahead, tries to thread it through. Maybe had more time to create a better angle before he did that, and Geraldo Becker puts his hands on his head. He knows that was a chance for Suriname. They had Canada stretched. That was basically 3-on-3. They did not capitalize. Now Eustachio moves it forward for Canada.
In the 61st minute.
Richie Larea had a bright start to this game. Quieter lately. Ahmed. Suriname wanted offside. They don't get it. And first involvement from Kyle Laren. Sees Suriname clear. Canada able to press and win it back though. Laren exchanging with David, tries to hand it back to Jonathan David, takes a deflection. Now the whistle blows, it's a foul against David. Suriname can exhale again. Ridgeciano Hops battling and winning a foul ultimately against Ali Ahmed. Both teams have two players on yellow cards on the pitch. Hinas and Abena for Suriname, Waterman and Johnston for Canada. All four of those players defenders. Turn by Van der Kuss, but he runs out of room. Talked about it early in the game. This is a different kind of challenge for Canada than the one they faced over the summer at Copa America. In all of those games against high-level South American competition, they were the underdogs. They were the ones expecting to have to spend long stretches defending and countering and hanging around, trying to snatch something on the break. Opposite kind of dynamic tonight. They're the ones who you knew coming in were going to dominate possession. We're going to have the vast majority of chances and attacking time. This goes back to Vossen, who deals with it. So the question coming in was, how would Canada handle that challenge? Could they unlock this Suriname defense? Could they capitalize on the chances that they would almost inevitably create at some point? They have had chances. They have had the ball. They have so far not cracked the score sheet with 26 minutes plus stoppage time remaining in this first leg. The second leg looming in Toronto on Tuesday. Here goes Alistair Johnston. Make that Schaffelberg. Schaffelberg looking to stand one up, top of the 6-yard box. Couple deflections. Eustachio down for David, who lays it off, and it's just over the bar. Claiming a deflection. It was deflected. It is a corner. Jonathan Osorio just on the pitch a couple minutes ago. Close to opening the scoring for Canada. Great touch from Eustachio there. Great layoff from David. That touch so classy from Eustachio. And Osorio must have skimmed off a shin of a Surinamese defender in front of him. Osorio, another who plays for Toronto FC in Major League Soccer. Corner swung in, good ball. Vossen was stranded, couldn't come for that. And now Ahmed straight at Vossen. Decent strike from Ahmed on the turn. Long ball from Vossen doesn't connect. Ooh, that was a little bit dangerous from Johnson. I'm not sure he realized Dane St. Clair was so far off his line and was so close to him. It works out for Canada, and back they come. Tense hush over this crowd now. Free kick for Canada. Oh man, has gone down for Suriname. And it is a warm night. It was a hot day. Temperature reached the mid-90s Fahrenheit in Paramaribo today. And almost no humidity. Humidity level around 2 to 3% when you look online. So, although we're down into the 80s now, still a very warm, dry evening. I wonder if that's starting to take its toll. Stanley Menzo looking on. Spent over 10 years with Ajax, made almost 250 appearances in goal for them. Won a number of big trophies with them. Of course, Ajax, the biggest club in Holland for many years. Got a handful of appearances for the Holland, or for the Dutch national team. Laenti Abena taking on some hydration. He's not the player down, though. Suriname have not made a change in this game yet. We saw Canada make 2 changes a little while ago. Stanley Menzo has stuck with his starting 11 so far. Let's see if that continues, because Shaquille Pinas is the man being helped off. He is on a yellow card as well. He's one of the starting center backs. You usually don't like to sub off your center back if you can avoid it. But it appears that Anthony Dijksteel is getting ready to come on. Dijksteel plays in England for Middlesbrough in the championship, the 2nd division there. It looks like Suriname are going to make a triple change, in fact. Leofilo Vleider comes off. So does Javencio Vanderkust. And Vleider, their all-time leading scorer. Not many chances tonight. You knew that would be the case. Shaquille Pinas also subbed off as expected. Dylan Vente comes in to take that striker role up top. Sidgen will likely take that deep-lying midfield role.
Ladies and gentlemen, substitution for Suriname in the 69th minute.
You'd expect Dijksteel to slot in at center back.
The game is number 10, Virgil Misijan, and leaving the
Dylan Vente,
game is number 17, Javencio Vanderkust.
Who plays in
also
Holland.
The game is Dylan Vente, number 9.
Has played for Feyenoord, one of the other really big clubs in Holland.
And also leaving
His
the game
great
is number
uncle
19,
also played for Feyenoord. Very much a Feyenoord family.
Anthony Dijksteel.
It's just Vente's 3rd appearance for Suriname. He's not scored for them yet. There's Stefano Denswil a moment ago. He plays in Turkey. Bouncing ball. Referee awards a free kick for Canada. Stakia was going to take it right away. Now they'll set up something more formal as we approach the final 20 minutes in this first leg. No extra time in this first leg, of course. Extra time would be possible in theory at the end of the second leg. We'll worry about that next Tuesday. Canada still hoping to grab at least 1 away goal before their home leg in Toronto. Eustachio on the delivery. Curls it toward the penalty spot, thumped away. Eustachio resets. Does so for Larea. Tries to return it to Eustachio, but overhits it. Just over an hour from now, the other Nations League quarterfinal first leg will kick off between Honduras and Mexico. That's a rematch of last year's quarterfinal where Honduras came within seconds of upsetting Mexico and knocking them out. Honduras beat Mexico 2-0 in the home leg, sensationally, and then Mexico were still down a goal on aggregate in the 12th minute of stoppage time in the second leg before they leveled it and then won on penalties. Here is Schaffelberg, top of the area. Schaffelberg doesn't find himself central that often, but he's moved more centrally now, usually playing out on that wing. Jesse Marsh moving players around, trying to create that opening for Canada. Eustachio, Johnston also coming more centrally than usual. Now Waterman. It's Ahmed. Jonathan David showing short for the ball. Canada trying some different combinations, trying to find a way through this packed Suriname defense. Can't do it there. Etienne Vossen had to make some big saves in that first half. Really hasn't had a save to make in this second half. Canada with 2 shots officially since the break, neither of them on target. First involvement from Dylan Venta there. He won that first ball. Now over the top, Ahmed chasing this against 2 white shirts. This is a foul, and it's a free kick for Suriname. Good sprints from Ridciano Hops, who's played the entire match and still showed good stamina and good speed there to stay in front of Ahmed. Ridciano Hops plays in Serie A in Italy for Venezia, although currently on loan from Genoa. Either way, Serie A, one of the top leagues in the world. So another example of Suriname gradually recruiting and pulling in more and more higher level players from good leagues around the world. Why they have steadily improved over the last half decade. Give it away there though. Missed opportunity to play themselves out. Now they're in danger again. Larea out to Schaffelberg, left him with a lot to do. Schaffelberg again using that speed to get to the ball and keep it alive. Eustachio crosses in. Ahmed able to take it down with a cultured touch. It was really good. Now Johnston. Remember that touch if Canada score at the end of this sequence. Eustachio. Here's Bombito, the center back making the run forward. Schaffelberg. Bombito again. Kyle Laren, he's been quiet since he came on about 15 minutes ago, gives it away there. Looking for transition, Suriname. They get to this ball with Becker. Waiting for some support, Geraldo Becker. Takes a tumble and gets the call. And Richie Larea puts his hands to his head. Free kick for Suriname. Canada getting ready to make more changes. Right in front of that main stand, and the whole crowd howled for the foul, and they got the call. It's what you're supposed to do as the home crowd, of course. You want to create that home field advantage, and they've certainly done their part tonight, these fans in Paramaribo. Can their team create something from this free kick? All the way against that far touchline. Ridciano Hops ready to swing it in with his left. St. Clair comes for it and claims it cleanly as we enter the final 15 minutes of this first leg. Long kick out is a pretty good one, and Schaffelberg's going to get to it. Tries to volley it to himself.
Ladies and gentlemen,
good defending by Van Gelderen.
Of today's match is 4,500.
4,500. You hear the official attendance announced.
4,500.
One of the biggest and most boisterous crowds this venue has seen. Vossen boots it long. Vento was hoping to sniff around for something, but played cleanly by Joel Waterman. Game in one of those little lulls. Have to keep your concentration as a player in moments like this. Easy to just drop off for a moment. This goes over the top. Laren might be in, but Vossen reads it well. Read the bounce as well to smother it. There was one of those instances where Suriname were almost caught. Kyle Laren making that sneaky little run off the back shoulder of the last defender. A 0-0 result for Suriname would be a really good one on a number of levels. One, it would be one of their best results in program history. Two, it keeps them right in this tie, and it would mean they didn't give up an away goal. Wrestling here in a free kick for Canada, which would mean in turn, if it stayed 0-0 in this first leg, if Suriname could somehow poach a goal in the away leg in Toronto, Canada would have to score at least 2 because of that away goals rule. Really puts a premium on not giving up a goal at home. Here comes the first of those changes for Canada. And a big return for Tajon Buchanan, who broke his leg in training during Copa America. That was such a loss for them during that tournament, and they really rallied around him and around his absence. Played for him in many ways. And it's great to see Buchanan back. He's recovered from that broken leg much more quickly than anyone expected. Jacob Schaffelberg also goes off for them.
For Canada in the 78th minute. Leaving the game is number 23, Ali Ahmed, and entering is number 17.
Free kick taken by Eustachio. Floats it into a dangerous spot. Suriname have defended those set pieces very well, though, tonight.
Also leaving the game is
they get a hold of this ball for a moment. Eustachio shrugged off. He goes down clutching his leg. Play continues. Referee saw nothing wrong with that. Now Eustachio is back up, and Suriname continue forward. Ricciano Hops. Hops at the edge of the 18, now spreads it out to Becker. Justin Lawnwick. All the way back eventually to Vossen. And again, if you're a neutral, you might be slightly frustrated by that. Why wouldn't Suriname go for it a bit more there? But with the format of this competition, this will roll through to St. Clair. Sure, you'd love to score a goal. You'd love to win this first leg if you're Suriname. You want to make sure you don't give the ball away and create a transition chance for Canada and give up that away goal. Suriname, who lived dangerously for long stretches in the first half. I think you could argue they've been a lot better in this second half. Canada have been quieter. Not as much dominance. Not nearly as many chances for them in the first 35 minutes of this second half. This is a Suriname throw as we tick toward the final 10 minutes of the 90. Good work on that far touchline, and the free kick won by Virgil Misidzian. Misidzian plays club soccer in Hungary. Both of these teams are pretty young overall. Canada have 13 out of their 23 players in this international window under the age of 25. Jesse Marsh is trying to lead a youth movement. That was the case even prior as well the last couple of years. Here's Eustachio now, lots of space. Jonathan David marauding forward, and David on the end of it as well, but shrugged off the ball by Liam Van Gelderen. He wanted a free kick, doesn't get one. Canada get it back by the midfield circle. Suriname got themselves stretched there, almost got caught. Here's David now, takes it down off the chest. David into the middle, and it's in! Canada have the lead. Les Rouges with the crucial away goal, and they're in front in the Nations League quarterfinal. They'd almost gotten caught a moment ago, Suriname. They did get caught this time. Jonathan David, the provider. Beautiful ball into the middle. And the touch, the finish, inch perfect off the underside of the bar and in from Junior Hoylett. Back in the side in this window, brought back in by Jesse Marsh, who said this week that he had that little bit in a game where they expected to have the ball more. He might just provide that little bit of difference. He was injured for Copa America, 34 years old, a veteran member of this team, providing a big moment for them here in Paramaribo. Dejected silence now from this home crowd with just over 7 minutes plus stoppage time remaining. They had held out for so long. Just in those last 60 seconds or so, you sense that they were starting to get a little bit stretched defensively again. They'd held Canada at arm's length for most of this second half. Canada just able to find some different angles, and it worked for them at last. Here's Johnston. They love a second goal now, and they certainly have time to get it. David, who's playing out wide, now to the top of the area. Block eventually falls to Lurea. Here's Osorio. Now Jonathan David and Laren. Outside of the foot delivery to Tajon Buchanan. First time we've seen him take someone on in quite a while since he suffered that broken leg. Jesse Marsh said he'd been full speed in training. Underlapping run from Laren. Ball just a bit too heavy from Buchanan. Goal kick. Mathieu Chouanier ready to come on for Canada. He'll replace the captain Stefan Eustachio. See Suriname about to make a change as well, with Emmanuel Farai about to be introduced. Farai comes on for Dion Malone. Farai plays in Germany for Hamburg. Big club in Germany. We're down in the second division now. A huge fan base. Eustachio departs. It was a tough night for him for long stretches. He played his part, though, in that go-ahead goal. It's the kind of thing you expect from your veteran captain. Even when it's not your best night, he'll still play a part, and he did.
Leaving the game is number 4, Dion Malone, and entering
Farai's first touch.
Emmanuel Farai.
Canada take it back. Referee says to get up. Play goes on. Larea. David. Jonathan David smothered by Vossen. Junior Hoylett with the go-ahead goal 81 minutes in. This long ball intended for Venta. Fans shouting for a foul, but nothing given there. Then Moise Bombito goes down afterward. Junior Hoylett with that go-ahead goal, called up because of Liam Miller's absence. Miller, one of a few players not available for this international window for Canada. And so Hoylett with the chance to come back into the team for the moment has the decisive goal in the away leg of this quarterfinal. An aggregate score over the two legs, second leg in Toronto on Tuesday. The away goal rule in effect. Canada have that away goal now. Another free kick for Canada. 3 minutes of the 90 remaining. Needless shove. Virgil Masigian on Richie Larea. Game has gotten much choppier in these last 20 minutes or so. We'll see how much stoppage time is added at the end of the 90. Another late change for Suriname as they'll send on Roskelo Vleider, who is not related to Gliofilo Vleider. He comes on for Justin Lonwick. Roskelo Vleider hadn't been called up to Suriname in over a year. Stanley Menzo feeling he could add something valuable this time around. Not a lot of time to make an impact tonight, but does get on in the 89th minute. Jonathan David has this fall to him after good skill from Laren. The goal scorer Hoylett, the underlapping run, the cross by Johnston, and the claim by Vossen. Into the 90th minute. Could Suriname somehow snatch a late equalizer? Could Canada add a second goal in these final moments? Hoylett fouled and a free kick for Les Rouges. Two sides playing for a spot in the Nations League finals. The semifinals to be played March 20th of next year in Los Angeles. The final on March 23rd. Yellow card for time wasting shown, I believe, to Mathieu Chouanière. He and Junior Hoylett were both over that ball for a while. So Chouanière, second half substitute, into the book late. but then delivers the free kick. Great ball, back post. Tajon Buchanan was lurking. It was a good defensive header away. Just when it looked like it was going to find Buchanan's head. We're into 4 additional minutes of stoppage time.
Yellow card for number 13, Matthew Connier, in the 90th minute. And the fourth official on the sideline has indicated that there will be 4 minutes of added time. 4 minutes of added time.
So 4 more minutes for Canada to see out a first leg victory, or maybe grab another goal. 4 minutes for Suriname to somehow claim something before they go to Toronto next week. That play is blown dead for a foul against Canada. It is a Canada free kick, apparently. I think Canada wanted advantage played, if that was the case. See, the yellow card is out from referee O'Shane Nation. Not sure who he's going to show it to. Well, it has been a pacey night for Jesse Marsh.
Emmanuel Ferrai in the 91st minute.
Emmanuel Ferrai, the man who was booked. That goal by Junior Hoylett 10 minutes ago is taking the enthusiasm out of this crowd for the moment, as we're into the final moments of this first leg. It was a huge step for Suriname just to qualify for the quarterfinals. First time they've done that in this 4th edition of the Nations League. They did qualify for the Gold Cup back in 2021. That was another massive step forward for them. They have ambitions to qualify for the World Cup in 2026 with the expanded field, with the United States and Canada and Mexico, of course, not participating in qualifying since they're already automatically in. Still 2 minutes to go here. Could they create something late? That's intended for Becker, but that was always going to be a low percentage play. And mopped up by Bombito. 90 seconds of stoppage time remaining. Canada at the moment appear content with what they have. Big challenge there. Referee says it was a fair one, but Becker was offside. Now the referee brings play back. Card is out as well. It is a free kick for Suriname. Probably their last chance of the night to create something. If this were the second leg, it was a one-goal game, you'd pile everybody into the box, including your goalkeeper. Just the end of the first leg, though, so you don't want to risk getting caught on the counter if there's still time for Canada at the end of this play. So you still have to be mindful of that. In from Hops. First header won, second ball alive, top of the area. And Canada finally clear it away. Final seconds, Van Gelderen took it down, takes it around Buchanan. Hops tries to lump it forward. Referee puts his whistle to his lips, doesn't blow it just yet. Maybe one more chance in this first leg for Suriname. Great dribbling, still alive for them now. It's spread back for Hops. Hops stabs it out wide. It's Becker taking it to the end line. Becker's cross, headed away. And there's the full-time whistle. Canada stand tall in Suriname. They had to show patience. It took them 81 minutes to find the goal. But Canada do what they needed in this first leg, and they have 1 foot in the Nations League semifinals next March. They'll look to finish the job in Toronto next week as it finishes tonight in the first leg in Paramaribo. Canada 1, Suriname 0. A clean sheet for Dane St. Clair in his return to the Canadian side. Tough one for Suriname. They hung in for such a long time. They'll be disappointed with the way they conceded that goal in the end. Junior Hoylett in the 82nd minute, marking his return to the Canadian national team. His 17th goal for them in 64 appearances. Great to see Tajon Buchanan back on the field as well. A historic night in Paramaribo, an historic crowd, another great moment for this growing Suriname program, and so close to snatching a result in this opening leg. They come up just short. They do at least leave themselves with a chance, though, in the second leg in Toronto next week. If they could grab an away goal early, who knows? We saw Canada win the first leg in the quarterfinals last year and then lose at home to Jamaica in stunning fashion, so it is certainly not done yet. But again, Canada doing the necessary in the first leg tonight. We'll hear from players on both teams. We'll show you full-time highlights and final stats before signing off for the night. Canada with a lead, heading to Toronto on Tuesday.
Congratulations with the victory, a 1-0. What does it mean for you to score the goal today for the first time in Suriname?
Yeah, it's amazing to get the win, get the 3 points and bring it back home. It's great to get on the score sheet. I've been working hard to get back with the team, and I'm just delighted we got the 3 points with it.
Are you guys surprised a little bit the way Suriname played in the second half?
Yeah, they came out strong and they came out aggressive. They had a few chances, but we stayed strong, stuck to our game plan, and showed in the end.
There was not a big different level in quality of players today on the field.
Yeah, of course. Suriname is a good team. They're competitive. We got to keep the mindset to bring it back home and get the win.
All right, good luck in the away game also. Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Captain Danswell, you guys lost today 1-0 against Canada. A little bit disappointed.
Of course, because if you start the game, you try to win the game. That's the objective of the whole team, to try to win. But okay, today we couldn't win, but I think we played okay game. We create some great chances. Like even you saw, of course, Canada, with all the respect, they have a good players, good team. But also what we showed today in front of our fans, what we are capable of, that we have a good team with good strikers. And I think only the last pass was missing to score a goal today.
You guys played a very strong second half against Canada, but a little bit unlucky for the first goal to score because Suriname created the chances in the second half.
Yeah, that's what I say. Because we play a better second half than the first half, I think, with where we create more chances than in the first half. But that's football sometimes. You can miss 20 chances and the opponent can have one, and they can score. That's what we saw, I think, today. Let's say first half. Also, they had a big chance. But in the second half, I think they didn't have any really big chance.
Next week, the away game, another opportunity to try to beat Canada at home.
Yes, of course. What everybody saw, today, we started the game with a lot of confidence. We tried to play even against a big team as Canada, who was on paper, on the FIFA ranking, is maybe a little bit higher than us. But we showed that we are Suriname and that we will fight for every centimeter.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Let's see the highlights from our 90 minutes of this first leg of the Concacaf Nations League quarterfinal in Paramaribo, Suriname, between Suriname and Canada. Hugely competitive 90 minutes. And Canada, as expected, had most of the chances in the first half. Jacob Schaffelberg at the heart of a lot of things down that left wing for them, forcing Etienne Vassen to keep it out at his near post there. Getting involved in some off-the-ball things as well. Canada appeared to have a chance here. Alistair Johnston was in behind the defense. The flag did go up for offside, though, so that would not have counted unless VAR had seen it differently. Didn't matter, though, as Vassen came out and made a good save. Richie Larea, who was involved in quite a bit of things early in this game, drawing a foul there. Then Jacob Schaffelberg almost set up the opening goal. Ali Ahmed in the 16th minute, frustrated that he didn't put that away. Vassen with the first big save of the night. He suspected he'd have to make several big saves to keep them in it. He did exactly that in the first half. Canada continued to knock. Ahmed here threaded through Tani Oluwaseyi, who's still looking for his first goal for Canada after he pinged both posts and it somehow stayed out. Vassen did well to read that double ricochet and claim the rebound eventually to keep it out. Schaffelberg then cleaned out toward the end of the first half, earned a free kick and a yellow card against Mayinti Abena. At one point, both center backs were booked for Suriname, but they hung in there. Ahmed's subsequent strike was saved at the far post by Vassen. Had a really good night in goal for Suriname. So it was 0-0 at the end of the first half, despite Canada having all 8 shots in the opening 45. The second half, much more competitive, much more even in many ways. Suriname created some half chances. They were able to get themselves out in transition a bit more. And they drew a yellow card on that occasion out of Joel Waterman, And then Richciano Hops with a ball to the end line. This was given as offside, so there weren't many chances for Gleofilo Vleider to get in behind for Suriname. But then Vleider had the best chance of the night for Suriname from a corner. So often those set pieces present the best chance for an underdog. That was the case here, and Vleider couldn't quite keep it down as he skimmed the top of the bar. Canada, again, quieter offensively in the second half. They just missed the opening goal on that occasion through Jonathan Osorio. But in the 82nd minute, they found the breakthrough. Great takedown by David. Good ball into the middle. Junior Hoylett making the run, totally unmarked, and able to kiss it off the underside of the bar and into the back of the net. Junior Hoylett back in the side for the first time in about a year, marking his return with a crucial away goal. Suriname tried to grab one back before full time, but it just wouldn't fall for them in the box. The full-time whistle blown. And so it's Canada who take an away goal and a lead into the second leg on Tuesday. Final stats tonight, the shots 12-2 in Canada's favor, 9 on target for Canada. Suriname did not test Dane St. Clair in Canada's goal. 58% possession for the visitors as well. But credit to Suriname, they were able to hang in for 82 minutes in this game before Canada were able to find that goal. And Suriname still give themselves a chance in that second leg in 4 days' time. It is certainly not a done deal for Canada. They know that all too well after winning the first leg in Jamaica last year, but then losing the second leg in Toronto and crashing out at this stage. So they will be keen to finish the job on Tuesday. We'll see if Suriname could spring a shock in that second leg. Until then, for our entire great production crew, I'm Donnie Barnes. Good night from Paramaribo this evening, where it finishes in the first leg of this Concacaf Nations League quarterfinal. Canada 1, Suriname 0.
Right.